Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on and share a little bit about what my intro to Embodied Fitness class coming up is about. I will be launching a 6-week program of this style of training. As you all know, I love being in nature. I love hiking and climbing and surfing and all the fun, just rejuvenating ways to move naturally. And unfortunately, I also have a long history of hypermobility, overstretching. So started dance at 4 years old, got into cheerleading, fell in love with yoga because I was good at it, was hypermobile, and Pilates and all the stretchy things until my body kind of started holding a lot of tension and locking up, breaking down a couple years ago. So I've returned back to weight training, but in a very mindful and kind of Pilates, embodied Pilates principle approach. And it's really transformed how I recover after. If I'm surfing now, like my body doesn't have the pain and discomfort that it used to. So I'm learning how to restore and not just the integrated connections as my whole self, but I'm also learning how to lift weights with my pelvis and my rib cage in a conversation, right, with my foot and where my head is. So it's learning how to feel the relational way that the rib cage needs to move with the pelvis, with the femur, with the lower leg and foot, with the breath, right, and the shoulders and rib cage, of course. So it's like learning how to get all of those pieces back relating again versus stretched out and disconnected. I'm sharing my journey, how to become your own movement coach, how to become your own body therapist. And in that, you will discover a new relationship with your body and movements that may have caused you pain, like if you do weightlifting or deadlifts or squats or any of that, and that causes pain in your back or your neck, right? It's not necessarily what you're doing, it's how you're doing it, right? And where to start, and then how to progress. So it's bringing in the ancient wisdom of sensing and feeling and noticing and being curious while we're doing some traditional or basic primitive movements like squatting and deadlifting and hanging and carrying and throwing. But some of us have been so kind of distorted that we don't naturally know how to be in our foot or in our heel or feel our hip, right? Staying in that, over that heel and relating to the ribs and sensing breath moving in. So this class is about reintegrating, right, all of those embryological fascial connections of the spirals, but also bringing an awareness of what your body needs, playing with different foot positions, wedges, just using your environment in a way that helps your brain sense the ground again and sense your center again, and refocusing on how to repattern new ways of approaching a movement, right? And so that's the basics and the fundamentals of the class. We will begin with an embodied somatic mobility warm-up with the ground. So learning how to sense parts in our body. We all have gaps, places that we have vacated due to pain or trauma or whatever, and learning how to restore those gaps of sensation to help recruit, right, tone that's been missing, right, from not having that relation to the ground, right, or to the breath, right, or to the ether and space, like how to be more relational when you're lifting, right? So I was really shocked and surprised at how weak my legs were because my back and neck have done all the compensation for a long time. So I invite you, if you have some hypermobility, a history of a lot of stretching, you tend to need to stretch all the time, and it just doesn't get better, try a different approach, not stretching, but integrating and moving in smaller ranges that are more supportive to your body. And then you'll learn some really fun natural movement skills that are applicable to life. You know, if you garden and you want to be able to pick up your big bag of soil and throw it over your shoulder, because that's the easier way to carry something heavy, you'll build and progress into these more complicated, challenging ways of moving heavy objects. But we begin with where we are, right? And we'll begin with more basic, I don't want to say basic, but more foundational movements of really trying to sense your hip and your foot connection, and trying to sense your whole glute elongating and shortening, right? And how that is connected to the ribs and the shoulders and so on. So if you want a new experience of your body, if you want to build muscle and with integrity, right? You want to feel stronger without feeling more broken down and stressing your body, come check out my class. Check out you can contact me directly for some privates. I'll be doing some group classes here and there, some intros. The intros are only $25. The 6 weeks program is going to be more than that, so take advantage. Come check it out, get a little taste, and see if this is kind of what your body's been begging you for a long time.